right. There we go. Good morning, everyone. This is Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, coming at you on 4 Cameras Live. That's right. Fancy today. Just got back from Air Force Drill Weekend. Did a 4-day tour of reserve duty. And all I did was spend my time running in the rain and in the dark. It was actually really good for my mindset. Today, I'm going to discuss how I got in the middle of 12 business deals with 3 to 5 pending. I'm going to show you guys 2 techniques I use that are super easy. There's no real difficulty involved. There's no like weird guru stuff or, you know, ClickFunnels bullshit where I'm going to show you the magic blueprint, you know, anything stupid. I'm an instructor and a teacher by nature, and I believe in honest and ethical business practices, but if I find something that works really, really well that I feel is replicatable, then I'm going to share it with you guys, obviously. Okay, so with that, let's give a shout out really quick to the people that keep the lights on. We're going to start with Mike's Damascus Knives, LLC, for handcrafted, amazing tactical and kitchen cutlery. Check out the work that Mike did. This is not a cheap Pakistani knockoff. Mike told me that a lot of times people will come to him because the knife they bought for a lot of money was super jacked up. They got it from Pakistan or China or some knockoff company, and apparently they use inferior materials that break really easy, or they nick the blade really quick. But Mike's stuff, handcrafted. Mike has been on the History Channel on Forged in Fire, which is why I'm so impressed to get to work with him. So he became a sponsor, and then all of his knives also come in this attractive sheath. All right. To find out more, to get your own custom knife built, Mike has a variety of styles. He's got his own forge. He teaches his daughter knife making too. Check him out at mikesdamascusknives.com or Mike's Damascus LLC on Facebook. All right. Now, let's give shout outs real quick. Some of the people watching this, like Mark Dudek, the Hardscape Hacker, Brandy Rector, Mike Rannigan, Adam Hancock, Brett Henderson. Thanks, guys, for checking out this content. Now, essentially what happened is over time, I started changing the way that I was addressing my audience. I started changing the way that I was doing outbound marketing. As you guys know, I teach visibility strategies. I get people on TV. I do press releases, all this different stuff, business articles. And it's essentially kind of like PR, but I do it my own way. I'm completely self-taught, and I've had some really, really good results for clients. Brandy's actually a client. We've done some good stuff for her company, Skyhunter Outfitters. Now, the biggest thing to remember is you have to get tighter on your CRM, on the process, what I call the customer journey, where somebody sees you and you take them up the communication ladder into a sale. My CRM processes, I improved quite a bit. And like I said, I'm going to show you 2 things I did that made a significant impact in inbound leads. And I'm talking like huge, huge amount, like 4, 5, 6 times more leads. And it wasn't anything super crazy. So the first thing I focused on, and if you're taking notes, I would write this down, attraction marketing. And attraction marketing isn't about being super hot or, you know, getting into a jet or photos, you know, Instagram lifestyle influencer bullshit. It's none of that. Attraction marketing is about being really specific about what you do, who you serve, teaching your industry, and then talking about the process of how you fix a problem. And once I changed this, it completely changed the game. If you look at some of my recent posts over the last few weeks, I'm really focused on fun, high-end graphics that teach, focusing on making videos that have like tremendous amounts of value where somebody can watch a video and immediately implement something, providing more value to the audience. And that's huge. Attraction marketing can be done by a few different people in a few different ways. And some examples that I've seen is, for example, my friend Sarah Max, who works for Aflac, she sells insurance. She dresses up in these crazy characters and just does little skits and relates them to insurance and ties them back. So, for example, she was selling accident insurance, and she's showing these little TikTok videos of guys racing in little Barbie mini race cars and just eating shit on a dirt track. And she's like, guys, if your wife needs insurance companies for this, you know, if your wife needs insurance for this type of accidents and stuff, you know, reach out to me because this is some stupid shit. And it was just really funny, like watching the footage and then her tying it back to what she sells. It was brilliant. But that's attraction marketing when you do stuff differently. Like she's in different costumes. She's doing like little voices and shit. And it's just fun to watch. Like Sarah Max's content is really, really cool. I kind of found her accidentally. She's just a goofy Navy vet in the East Coast. Really nice woman. She sells like pet insurance plans, like payment matching, all this stuff. You got to take your pet to the hospital, just all this stuff. But she's got great content. So anyway, that's one example. Is just funny, like creative TikTok videos, things like that that are unusual, out of the ordinary. The second example is Amber Nicole Hess. She's a friend down here in Southern California. She does bright colors in her photos, really bright colors. And the advantage to this is that she photographs really well, and she always has pictures of her like smiling. Like she's just got this like really crazy cheerleader energy, and she just looks like a happy person in every photos. But certain people can magnify that energy, and you'll want to watch their content or you'll want to check out their pictures or whatever they're posting just because of your own personality. Like if you really exude, you know, power and charisma, charm, all these things left me by the wayside years ago. But some of you guys really understand how to do this properly. And if you're a hot chick, it's twice as easy. Just saying, that's the world we live in. Or if you're a guy that's like in super, super good shape. Next, I was going to say Mike Rannigan, who's watching this. Mike's content, him and his wife both, I think just plan out their content together. But he does something that's very interesting. It is lifestyle based, but it's also his morals and his ethics based. He really talks about how to be a better man, and he really extols masculine values and traditional gender roles, and his wife extols femininity and being a loving wife, right? And it's really interesting to watch. They're in like Mexico right now, just having crazy zipline adventures. But if you look at their photography, if you look at how they present themselves, it's very powerful as far as attraction marketing. Like it really draws people in when you see them celebrating each other and having fun and going to these amazing spots, but also sharing life philosophy, the concept of giving back, the concept of mentoring. Mike is really big on servant leadership, and that says volumes about his character because he's wildly, almost said famous, he's wildly successful, and we're getting him famous. But that energy carries forward. Your audience will feel it when it comes from a sincere and dynamic place. It just will. You don't have to flex wealth. You don't have to flex money, but you can flex who you are and how to be a better person. And that's a very good example of attraction marketing, is just throwing out philosophies, throwing out, you know, your honest life. But I really dig it. Next person that made my list, and yes, I just came up with a list of like 5 to 7 people that are really good at attraction marketing. Gunny Gonzalez. So he's doing video production. So he does short form videos like TikToks and Instagram Reels and stuff like that. But he adds captions and he adds like little emojis and stuff, little pictures, little cartoon pictures in the video. But the thing is, these videos, when they're adjusted, get more views. They get more engagement. And if you have a video, okay, let's say you shoot a 3-minute Instagram Reel or a TikTok or whatever. If you have a video that's got the words right at the very beginning, and they're big, bright words, you're going to get more engagement because that becomes your thumbnail. That becomes the frozen picture with words. So if I were to do something like, hey, 3 ways to get on TV, and I have those in big, bright letters at the very beginning of the video, that's going to be my thumbnail. More people are going to check that out. And then I add some hashtags, right, just to get people like PR, celebrity, TV, media, interviews, morning news, you know, whatever. That video is going to get far more engagement. And that's what I like about Gunny. When he makes content, it's really fun to look at. It's really like captivating. It's not super long. It's just, hey, I'm going to get right to the point. I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to show you this, right? You have to guide your audience. You have to bring them in, right? That's what attraction marketing is. It's bringing people to you and then conveying your powerful message. And then last, Pat Kirby and Scott Lacey, both of them bring their families into their video production and their social media content. And it's a lot of fun to watch. Scott Lacey had an attack goose named Clarence, and he has like a family farm. His videos are incredible. It's like snowed out right now. And he is in my Air Force Reserve unit. And then Patrick Kirby is the best nonprofit guy I've ever seen. Like on the veteran side of the house, we have Travis Johnson, who's the greatest nonprofit guy I've ever seen. But on the civilian side, Pat Kirby is an author. He created his own nonprofit. He does like all these speaking gigs. He's gotten on TV a bunch of times. And coincidentally, he was my first tactical CEQ student, and he took that shit to heart. He took all the training about being a business celebrity. He gets speaking gigs all the time, getting on TV all the time. Like the dude just went nuts and always gives me shout outs, and I'm grateful. But the point is, if you have an interesting family, right? Erica Hatfield, who's in Vet Tribe, she always does stuff with her family. Like she shows what her daughters are into, like the anime and the manga and purple hair and, you know, all this fun stuff. But it's interesting to watch. So if you've got a family or pets or something that's like super interesting, you know, make that part of your social media, make that part of your brand, your culture. Okay. With me, I live alone. So I have to reference a lot of pop culture. I do a lot of outside stuff. Obviously, I like Iron Man, but that's what I do to sort of stay relevant because I'm not really that interesting of a person. Let's be honest. All right. And Eric Tanzi, that's pretty cool. Good shout out. We got Wayne Wilson, Brandon Harris with the mobile cigar business. Adam Hancock, Lawyer's Reaction, dude. That's interesting. There's a guy I found on TikTok named Graham, and it's Graham, Graeme, and I think he's from Toronto. But this guy's content, and this has to do with attraction marketing, he just makes batshit videos with voiceovers, and he dresses up in crazy outfits, and he's just a white goofy dude with a neck beard and thick glasses, and he's got like long ass hair, almost like a rat tail, and he dresses like a hip hop guy, which is hilarious. Or like a guy on mushrooms. Like, just point is, he's got hundreds of thousands of followers on TikToks. Everybody loves his content because it's like super creative, but it's also well produced. So that's an example of attraction marketing. Attraction marketing is about making content that is so interesting that it brings people in, and then it provides a reward. And that's how you build followers, obviously. So here are some just ideas for attraction marketing. Start thinking about the quality and the resolution of your photos. Okay, so go on Canva, get your phone out, do some manual filters. That was like a game changer for me, is learning how to create my own filters. Because if you're only picking the standard like filter off of Facebook or off Instagram or whatever, you're not getting the maximum effect. Filters can be a lot more powerful. I get magazine quality photos now with this face just from making manual filters. And it's just the sliders on your phone, right? So the 4 things you need to adjust are like light level, brightness, exposure, and contrast, saturation. Actually, that's 5. But the point is, once you learn how to do all those, your pictures are going to be a lot better. And for those of you guys watching this that, like, for example, Eric Tanzi, you own a distillery. If you're doing pictures of the bar or you're doing pictures of booze, right? Manually adjust your filters for your photos, and your bar is going to look like it's in a premium magazine, like any photo you put up. Okay, so don't just do single filters, guys. This is like one of the biggest things I did to make my photos look a lot better. I own a magazine, as you guys know, and so photography has always been something that I've been really interested in. And my friend Sarah showed me how to do manual filters. Now, the next thing you do for attraction marketing is to use hashtags. So I was one of these guys that was super stubborn. I didn't think they were important, and I was dead wrong. Hashtags can be used to isolate a location. If you have a business, let's say, going back to Eric Tanzi, he's got a distillery, it's in like a certain city. Eric, give it a shout out if you want, dude, or a link, whatever, man, it's fine. But whatever city you're in, if you have a brick and mortar where you rely on foot traffic, you should be doing hashtags of your city every single time. You can use hashtags for your industry, If you're trying to capture people that are hashtagging and looking up stuff in that industry. So for Tansy, this is easy. It's just distillery, alcohol, whatever city you're in, spirits, bar, booze, favorite drinks, whiskey, old fashioned vodka, whatever. See, you already got my attention already. You can't tell I drink socially all the time. So point is, hashtags are a great way to drive traffic to you. And then here's what you need to think of. You need force multipliers for your content. And what I mean by that is you need to use LinkedIn and Twitter as broadcasts, as megaphones. And so if you take a post on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, and then you add hashtags, and then you pop them across a couple different social media platforms, and then you tag like 5 people, your engagement's gonna go up. Now, attraction marketing also is conveying a message, and it's gonna be different for you guys that have brick and mortars. For different, like I'm service-based, right? I provide visibility services for people, press releases, magazine articles, whatever. So my path is a little different for attraction marketing. For those of you guys that are providing a service, your attraction marketing has to do with teaching your industry. It has to do with talking about the services you provide without like pitching hard every single day. It talk about your client results, like what happens when someone hires you. Talk about some of the resources that you employ, and then talk about stories, things that can happen when people don't use your services. Okay, it's okay to do worst case scenario. Don't do it all the time. You'll depress your fucking audience. But you can definitely talk about the problem that you solve, the pain point that you remove in business, and people will tune in. You're tuning in right now because my headline says I got 12 business deals. That was attracting people in, right? And now I'm just sharing with you guys how I did this. That's a perfect example of attraction marketing. And think about the aesthetics of how you're putting out content. And Eric says, I loathe LinkedIn. I hear you, dude. Eric, LinkedIn, I call it where fun goes to die, for sure. I go on there and I'm a goofball. I'm not serious at all. I haven't had a boss in like 6 years. I hate corporate culture. I hate cubicles. I think of it as slow, lingering death. And so I'm the same way, man. But LinkedIn is a great networking tool, and that's all I use it for. I have absolutely no creative fun when I go there. I just straight up just go there and teach business stuff. But I hear you, man. But higher engagement, access to higher end people with more money, bottom line, a lot of professionals. And then if used strategically, you can make great connections. So LinkedIn's a necessary evil, as much as I freaking despise it on a creative level. Okay. Now, step 1 was attraction marketing. By doing this stuff, by changing out how I'm sending out my message, I had a lot more people reaching out to me for stuff because I was really clear about what I do, who I've helped with it, and what services I provide, and then educating the audience. And this is if you guys are taking notes, this is one of the most important things I would write down. Your audience only knows what you tell them. And guess what? They don't know a lot about your industry. They don't, but you do. You're the expert. Teach your industry is so freaking valuable, right? I come from an educational-based background. I was a high school teacher for 5 years. I was a college professor for another year. No, I didn't date my students, which is the stupid question I always get. But I learned teaching methodology, and more business owners, more entrepreneurs should be teaching their industry. It is how you get sales. It is how you position yourself as a problem solver. Now, I want you to think about this for attraction marketing, for teach your industry. In one sentence, can you describe the problem that you fix? If you can do that, and if you can capture pain points, and you can talk about the pain and the experiences that your audience is going through, and then you add in your services or you add in your business or whatever, people are going to seek you out. And if you have recommendations, testimonials, and you're seen all over the internet, even better. And I'm going to tell you something. This is going to ruffle some feathers. I don't care. I always shoot straight. Attraction marketing will beat paid ads almost any day of the week. Now, goods-based, that's a whole different thing. But with service-based, attraction marketing rocks. People burn a lot of money on ads. I've had several conversations with people recently who have burned tens of thousands of dollars on ad spend, or they hired a digital marketer, or they did this whole Facebook ads campaign, and they've gotten barely any sales. I have a theory, and I'm going to get more into this later on, especially in Vet Tribe, but it's fisherman versus lobsterman. A fisherman is the person on LinkedIn that connects with you and immediately tries to sell you insurance. A lobsterman is a person that makes attraction content, attractive marketing, describes the problem that they solve, how they do it, portrays themselves with good positioning and expert level graphics. And they sit back just like a lobsterman. They set the trap, they leave, they come back a day later, and there's a lobster. Be a lobsterman, not a fisherman. Okay? Attraction marketing can be very, very powerful, and it can take the place of ads. I've never had to use ads. I've never had to cold pitch a single person. Think about that. And like I said, I'm in the middle of 12 business deals right now just because I switched to attraction marketing. I just up-leveled the stuff that I'm teaching. I'm helping out my audience a lot more. I'm making connections, but I'm also getting on a lot of calls with people, a lot more. And I'm seeing in more places. But if your messaging is strong, your positioning is good, you're good at what you do, obviously you have to be able to produce results. That's what people are paying you for. The word will spread. You'll become the go-to. So just start thinking about that. How do you establish yourself as the go-to? That's attraction marketing. Okay. This is getting a little long, so I'm going to speed it up. Real quick, I have to give a sponsor shout out, and it actually goes to point 2 of how I created 12 business deals for myself. An Air Force veteran named Dylan Pruitt reached out to me. He's the co-owner of Capital Gains Recycling, LLC. Now, why this is important to you. Dylan refurbs electronics. He fixes them, laptops, computers, phones, and then he puts them on eBay. So if you've ever wanted an $80 laptop for your kids, like a starter laptop or a phone, or not something that's like super, super new, but not something that's super, super old either. It's kind of right in the middle. You can go on his eBay page and you can buy his stuff, Capital Gains Recycling, LLC. It's a great page. He's got a variety of equipment. He's got stereo stuff, DJ equipment, all kinds of random stuff just that people donate. How does this help you in business? Because once I found out about this freaking gold mine, I went to his eBay page. I bought 2 phones. Now, each phone has a camera. Each phone has a camera. I started doing 4 camera broadcasts like I'm doing right now. There are 4 cameras on me, sharing my stupid message to the world. But point is, I'm going out to Vet Tribe. I'm going out to YouTube. I'm going out to Facebook, and I'm going out to a Facebook business page right now. 4 different places, sharing my message. Okay, multi-camera broadcast, multi-platform broadcast. So that was the second thing that I did. Guys, take this seriously. It's a game changer. My inbound leads, like I said, went from like a certain number to about 4, I would say 4 to 8 times more inbound leads. Complete strangers are reaching out to me. Hey bro, saw your video. That's amazing you do press releases. That's amazing that you teach visibility. Hey, let's talk. I saw your thing about how to get more sales. My business is dead in the water. I haven't made a sale and blah, blah, blah. Can you do a business article for me? Can you do a magazine? Whatever. The point is, if you're seen across multiple platforms and you have a good setup, okay, you're going to get a lot more people reaching out to you, especially if you're friendly on camera and you're kind of funny and you're approachable. God knows veterans can use this advice sometimes. We're not always the friendliest people. We just aren't. It's in our nature. So point is, guys, there are 2 ways you can do this. Actually 3, and I'm going to share them with you right now. So the first way, and I did this is the most challenging way, is to get a bunch of old phones, buy some stands off Amazon. They're super cheap, okay? Little phone stands. So for example, this is my setup. You can see this. So got a little phone stand, got a bunch of cameras on, got my webcam on. Get some phone stands, get some phones, and then start figuring out where you can do broadcasts, okay? Because ultimately, the list looks like this. For a multicam broadcast, you can go to your Facebook main, you can go to a Facebook group, you can go to LinkedIn, you can broadcast to YouTube. Okay, YouTube actually allows for shorts and live video as well as static video. And you can do Facebook business pages that you own or you're a part of, like an admin. So think about this. Wouldn't you want your message going out to a lot more people? So that's what I did. Like I said, one way I did it was went to Capital Gains Recycling LLC, and I bought a bunch of phones off Dylan. They were $70, $80 for old iPhones that work perfectly. And then you just connect them to the wireless. You start doing multi-camera broadcasts. Now, that's the first way to do this. And this made my inbound leads soar through the roof. Let's give a shout out to Jeff Hoglund. Amazing guy. I've had some conversations with him. He's going through some things in his life that are very, very challenging. And this guy is a warrior. If you haven't heard Jeff's story, reach out to him, friend him, send him some love right now. He definitely could use it. He could use support. Amazing story, amazing human being. I'm very honored that he's here. I think he's viewing from the hospital. So Jeff, love you, buddy. Reach out soon. Let me know how everything's going. But you definitely deserve a special shout out. Okay, so the first way is to get multiple phones and then cameras going to different sources. The second way is to use StreamYard.io. That allows you to use one stream and then go to multiple places. So it sources its software. And I don't know if they have a free program or not. I haven't looked it up. And then the third way, okay, so that's, Restream.io and then StreamYard. Restream.io and then StreamYard. Essentially the same. They're both software that allows for streaming to multiple places. If you guys want to do better videos, okay, I'm going to give you guys a really good tip right now. OBS Studio is free. And for those of you that are watching on the main Facebook feed, you'll see that I have a business logo in the corner. I have a rolling scroll with all my sponsors on top. And you can superimpose pictures, logos, whatever. It's free. It'll take you about 2 days to kind of learn how it works. But OBS Studio is sick, and it takes your videos to the next level for sure. So essentially, guys, that's what I did to get 12 business deals. So I focused on attraction marketing. Okay, I was real specific about what I do, positioned myself properly, really started shouting out the client results and what people are saying about me, you know, the good stuff. And then the second thing is to do multi-camera or multi-platform broadcasts, either using several phones, several cameras, or Restream.io and StreamYard can both work. StreamYard can actually directly stream to LinkedIn, which is great if you want to do live broadcasts. Okay, that's all I got. Don't want to keep you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this gave you some ideas for getting more inbound leads, and then I'm going to leave you with a final piece of advice. I've given you a couple of very effective ways to get more traffic to your website or more traffic to what you're doing. CRM in the customer journey, super, super important, more than you think. And what I mean by this is if somebody reaches out to you and you have a call with them, okay, you've established rapport, you've kind of felt each other out, you're talking, you're laughing, whatever. If the business deal doesn't happen on that call, write down their name on something I call a warm leads list, and then whatever it is they're interested in. So for example, if somebody reaches out to me like, hey, I love your stuff, I want to buy a press release, I saw what it did for Ted Fox, let's get on a call. We have the call, I name the price, he thinks it's too expensive, but he likes it, or he's waiting for approval from a family member, or he's waiting for payday, whatever. I will write his name down, and I will set a phone alarm, and I will follow up with him. So right now, I've got 12 deals pending for visibility stuff, but I've also got 4 that are in the rafters, some of which have a lot of zeros behind them. And you bet your ass, every week I'm going to just touch base with them. I'm not even trying to sell them anything. I'm just touching base with them, connecting, making sure that I can match my zone of genius and my resources, talents, assets with their need and desired results. More people need to do this. You should only work with the people you can help. I mean, that's basic advice, but it's a lot, needs to be utilized a lot more. Okay, so anyway, start thinking about the CRM path. Start thinking about how to take someone from visibility to a call to a potential future sale. Don't give up on somebody if they're a soft no. Learn the difference between a soft no and a hard no. A hard no means they see no value. Maybe they're rude on the call. Maybe they, say a bunch of negative shit. You cross them off the warm leads list. If you're going to attract a lot of people if you start implementing these techniques, and not everyone qualifies to be your client. And I know that sounds weird, but when you get to a certain point and you've got like 15 inbound leads, you can choose who you work with. Okay? I don't need money that bad if I'm going to be working with somebody who's got serious character flaws or isn't serious about helping their audience that just wants to sell, sell, sell. That's not the best person to work for. Just saying. So anyway, learn to nurture the customer process. Give people patience. Sometimes people reach out to me. They're super hot to trot. They're ready to go. I send them the proposal, and then they've got like something going on that's going to keep them for a week or two. Whatever. I'll just check in with them once in a while. And don't nag them. Don't like be insistent about stuff. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes people kind of change what their path is. But as long as they're cool, as long as you know that you can help them, and they're still eligible to be your clients, like I said, your zone of genius, your expected results match with their desired results and their need, then just keep the business relationship going. I've got business relationships that I started months ago where somebody was waiting on circumstances and then they finally just pulled the trigger and made a multi-$1,000 sale. It does happen. So that's a lesson about CRM, about the customer onboarding process, the sales process, all that stuff. And remember, this is important. You are not selling a product or service. You are being compensated to solve a problem. You are earning money for the result you provide. And once you learn the difference between the two, you're going to learn how to attract people to work with you. That's the bottom line. Really focus on the problem. Don't focus on you. Don't make it about you. Focus on removing pain from the client or the customer. Focus on what the experience is like working with you. Focus on being an amazing problem solver to where, the real experts, the guys and girls that are super, super good at what they do, they will promise a certain level of results and they will deliver up here. And if they can do that time and time again, they're going to have more business than they know what to do with for the rest of their life. That's just business 101. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. This was a lot of fun. Had some great conversations. Robert Lyon, thanks for popping in. Brett Henderson, I agree about lobster. Kevin Edge, Jeff Hoglund, Sam Jimenez, Greg Clark, Adam Bartling. Everybody check this out. Really appreciate it. If you guys ever have any questions about visibility stuff, improving your social media for sales, magazine coverages, press release, business articles, whatever you need, just reach out, start a conversation. I offer free 15-minute consults if you just want to get on. No sale call, just talk about your visibility and any problems you might be having in business. I love meeting new people. I love just helping people to shine and to get their message out there. So this is Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, and as always, stay famous.